Engineers have had a look at it. They're very happy. So we are heading in the right direction, people. Yeah, that's what she looks like at this point. Got a load of brackets to make for shock mounts. And then once we've got the shock mounts on, we can mount the axle. Our little jabber. Put shocks on, wheels on. Then we can sort out the casters, which is a really fun job on these at the moment. Get the upholstery ordered. But yeah, once the casters are sorted, shock mounts are done. Paint. Very exciting when it comes to the paint. And that's how you make 4 brackets the same, or as close to the same as you can without a laser cut or CNC machine. Don't get me wrong, it's my own stupid fault for not having everything perfectly spaced, but let's say we're low-teching this. Moving on to the next lot. This is the part I hate. It's really freaking fiddly. So we've got to turn all of this into, ta-da! Alright, so the process is as follows. At the moment we're using off the shelf fibre reinforced plastic caster legs, purely because if you're riding these chairs off-road, it gives you a bit of flex. We've tried them in the freezing cold, we've used the crap out of them. They seem to be pretty resilient for a big idiot like me, so that's awesome. We've got the actual axles for them. We keep this section and we chop off a lot of that, and we make some mounts to go on our own tubes. We will probably still keep these for the time being because they're readily available. You can buy them aftermarket. You know, it's not a unique piece to us, but we want to make the mounting element of it far easier. Yeah, I guess first step is chopping off what we don't need from here and making the, I wouldn't call it a bracket, but making the mounting piece that allows it to be added onto our tube. Well, someone's a dumbass and forgot to record everything. I'm not going to lie, it's probably not the most interesting work to watch, but we have made all of the components for the caster drops. We are now at the point where we've got to put all the retaining bolts, all the retaining plates, adjuster plates, caster bearings, wheels into the caster drops. I do still need to make the axle spacers because the caster at the moment has a bit of an unsightly gap in there, so we've got some lathe work to do there. Otherwise, I need to grab the captive nuts, or the nuts that are going to become captive for the back plates. And yeah, we can start putting some of this all together. Exciting times. Many parts have been reduced into less parts. Very close, right. So I ended up having to rechase all of these threads, as I knew I would do, but that turned out to be an absolute chore. So rather than bore you to death, it has now been done, and the bolts are super easy to get through. It's the only downside I've seen to putting in captive nuts on stuff is typically they need to be retapped. Anyway, that aside, we can see what else I've screwed up. So we've obviously got the caster fork post now welded in line with this. That'll be attached to the chair, and then with this plate here it allows adjustment of the angle of the casters. Main reason for that is depending on the sag that you wish to ride with on the chair, your neutral caster angle will change in relation to how much sag you set it up with. So if we give people the option, we will obviously revisit this design, but for the moment this works well enough for everything that we've tried. So let's see if we can actually put these together and make sure everything is even between the two sets, because that's the real trick. It's not whether you can do it once, it's whether you can do it twice. Okay, so instantly one thing I knew was going to be an issue regardless of anything else is that the weld that I put down there is a little too close to there. On the previous ones that I made, I actually left that middle section open in the same way that I've done here, where we've obviously got the captive nut, so obviously we can't weld behind that. So yeah, next lot we'll do that, or we can just broaden the gap here. Anyway, for the time being, as I say, this will do for my demo chair. I'm going to basically batter the snot out of it, but yeah, we'll probably just need to fettle these slots a little, but we're going to need to fettle those. But anyway, that's the idea, is that you can get an angle change here. Obviously I haven't cleaned those up enough. Cool. Otherwise it fits. Let's make sure that does on here as well, and then we shall tickle some slots, which is always good fun. The idea is really we only need sort of 5 to 10 degrees of adjustment, which we'll be able to get out of this lot, and you get also a bit of height adjustment as well. But if we centre those, there we go. Right, so all in all, let's have a tighten these up. Alright, I might see if I can tickle that back with the angle grinder, because it would be nice to not have that binding up, but on the plus side, they are the same height, which is fantastic. So means we can offer these on. So what we then have is this on there, little washer, nylon nut, beauty. In the future we'll have these all cut to the right size with the tabs already on, and they'll be going on when we do the frame jigging section, because doing it this way is arse. This is a really janky way of doing it, but again, because we're still learning, we're learning the hard way. So what I've basically done is offered up a caster to the frame, marked it on there so I know where everything needs to be. Again, a bit fugly, but does the job. It'll keep it square for me. So yeah, next job is strip the chair down to the point where I can weld that. We'll get those on and jobs are good. And so we're still figuring out routine and all that jazz, but yeah, sort of first look at the dual rear shock setup. Works really nicely, feels great. So yeah, I mean, this has just been chucked together. The axle spacing's not perfect and all that kind of thing, but as I say, for getting the casters in situ, this will work. We have essentially a complete, mechanically at least, wheelchair. We need to make the side guards yet, but we're going to do that in the next video, because this is about as far as I can go without getting the upholstery ordered. So we're going to get the upholstery ordered, get that side of things done, make the side guards. The noisy buggers. But they were here first. So yeah, we need to get the upholstery ordered, then we can make the side guards. I'll find a cushion floating around here somewhere, because I don't need anything particularly special, and we'll look to get a proper one sorted out. And then paint. So for now, there we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Goodbye for now. Hello PYC, it's Bob here from Treadbear down in Tunbridge Wells. How are you doing today? Excellent. I'd like to order some more upholstery please, if I may.